So class example 2, which I gave you 10 minutes. So we've got the board of directors of Marvel Limited. So once again, I'm making a note here that they are public. And guys, remember, from a Companies Act perspective, external auditor, company secretary, and audit committee are requirements because they're public. Captain USA, the chairman and independent non-executive director, is 23 years old with a diploma in teaching. So I'm seeing this, I'm going, this makes sense from King in terms of the chairman. A diploma in teaching, question about whether he has the knowledge or experience to actually be able to contribute to the board as a chairman. Superman is the CEO, he's 19 years old and is currently studying psychology part-time. So once again, looking at knowledge or experience, because he's studying psychology, also being 19 years old, that's a bit of a concern there. And Catwoman, CASA, is the financial director, is 26 years old and newly qualified. So once again, newly qualified. Now I'm concerned with regards to experience, knowledge. Being the FD, having a CASA qualification behind means that yes, this person has got financial knowledge, but newly qualified, bit of a concern. If I quickly squiz over the board here, I'm just going to highlight the ages here and just make a note here. Is a bit of a concern. And then I always like to look at my structure, and so I've got here execs versus non-exec. I've got 2 executives, I've got 1 non-exec, so I've already got non-compliance with the majority that should be non-executive. I then take my non-executives and I break it up into independent, and it's the sole one. So this requirement is met with the majority of my non-executive are independent, because the only non-executive is independent. So that's what I would have picked up in my reading time here. Just looking at the board structure. Okay, required. Comments on the board of directors composition in terms of King 4 and the Companies Act requirements for 10 marks. So once again, I'm going to have a mark for the theory and a mark for my application. So if I'm getting 2 marks here, I need to find 5 points to discuss. Okay, if I look quickly at what I've already noted in my reading time, and guys, this is what I expect you to do every time you have a board of directors. Don't go into too much analyzing of it, because you don't know if it's going to be applicable to the question. But when I get a board, I always just do a little breakdown, what's exec to what's non-exec and what's independent in terms of those non-execs, and just reading and understanding what each of them are in terms of the requirements. Okay, so with any question, we start with what we have identified in the reading time in order to maximize my marks up front. So, first point here, I've got that there was an independent, non-executive chairman, and that I know is what King requires. So I'll have my point from the theory, then applying that Captain USA fits the criteria. My second point, I would then go and just look at the ages of all and just note they all seem to be within a similar age, so there's no diversity, which is a requirement in terms of King. Then we're looking at our composition, and so I would first discuss the first tier. The majority should be non-executive. I've got 2 executives to 1 non-exec, so majority are not non-executive, but then I can go and discuss that the majority of non-exec should be independent, and the majority are, because the only non-executive is independent. Okay, and that's now me having discussed what I picked up in the reading time, and also my experience. So 5, I can now go and discuss that you've got a person with diploma in teaching, you've got a part-time psychology student, and a newly qualified CA. So there's a requirement that your board have got knowledge and experience to be able to actively act on the board, and here we've got a concern with regards to each of those directors. So I've got 5 points now, just having picked up in my reading time. But they said, comment on the composition in terms of king, which I've now done from a reading time perspective, but they've also noted the Companies Act. Okay, so I just need to think, is there anything else I could discuss from king? And guys, yes, there is. Remember, the new king says there has to be a lead independent non-executive, even if the chairman is an independent non-exec. So I've got a concern here now, non-compliance from that perspective. I'll put that down and get 2 more marks here. Then from a Companies Act perspective, what do they say? It says you have to have at least 3 directors if it is a limited. They have 3 directors, so I can go and discuss compliance from that element. But we've said that they're public, and public have to have an audit committee, and the audit committee have to have 3 non-executive directors. So now I can go and discuss from a Companies Act perspective the fact that they have not meeting the requirement that there should be 3 non-exec who are on the audit committee. They've only got 1 non-exec. Remember, you cannot be involved in the day-to-day running of the business if you are in the audit committee. And so in order for them to have an audit committee of 3 members, they would have to include 2 executive directors. So that's from a Companies Act. That's what I've picked up from King's perspective. Plenty of marks available by analyzing this. So before we look at the solution, guys, what you need to have in your head is that, in terms of a summary here of what King needs for a board structure, ultimately there need to be at least 2 independent non-executive directors in the form of your chairman and your lead. Okay, but then because you need to have, from a Companies Act perspective, 3 non-executives, in fact who should be independent, who are on your audit committee. And guys, we're not even talking about King's audit committee requirements just yet, because we haven't got there yet. So I'm just looking at it from this angle now. Ultimately, we should have 3 here. Okay? At least. We should also have at least 2 executive directors, one being the CEO and 1 other executive. So at a minimum, if you are a public company, you need to have 5 directors on your board. And to meet the requirements that the majority have to be non-exec and the majority of those independents, you need to have 3 non-exec and at least 2 of those need to be independent. But because of your requirements of the Companies Act, and guys, King never trumps the Companies Act because that is legislation. So because of that, ultimately you have to have 3 independents. And then you would have your 2 execs. So when you're looking at a board structure, automatically, if it is a public company, you should be seeing at least 5 members. And 3 of those should be independent non-executive. And 2 of those have to be executives. Okay, so that's a little summary now. So when you get into a question, guys, quickly have a look at the board and make sure there is at least 5. And if there aren't 5, we're already going to have non-compliance with Companies Act, and as a result, non-compliance with King. This is now just having done King board. We're going to look at the committees next and see how this still then aligns with the committees. And in fact, how the committees in King are going to require a minimum of 4 independent non-executive, because your chairman of the board should not be a chairman on the audit, or should not be a member of the audit committee, which is required to have 3 independent non-exec. So that number is going to grow as we work through the committees. So let's go have a look at the solution. Yeah, again, I've put the principal number so that you can go and find it. We first discussed the composition, majority non-exec, most of whom should be independent. So we've got 3, 1 is non-exec, therefore they don't meet the requirements. But one of those is independent, therefore they do meet that second tier requirement. Minimum, they have to have the 2 non-execs, they have the 2, therefore the criteria is met. Principle 7, once again, discusses what your board composition should be like. And it says they should have field knowledge, skills and experience, diversity in age, culture, race, gender. So I then go and break all of those up and I say, you've got 3 members with similar ages, so there's no diversity in age. I then go one step further and I say that there's also then no diversity in experience, because I look at the experience and I say they're so young, they couldn't have been exposed to the running of a business based on the age. Okay, we look at the gender. There's a woman and, sorry, that's over here. We've got a woman and 2 males. There is a bit of diversity in gender, but that's only because there are 3 members. If there were 10 members and there was 1 female, we don't have diversity in gender. Okay, then with regards to Catwoman, who is a CA, yes, she's got knowledge, but once again, experience could be a concern. And then the diploma and the teaching are concerned with regards to field of knowledge in the business. And I've just said, yeah, there's insufficient information to comment on culture or race. Okay, you wouldn't have to put that in a question, but that's just for you to see that I have looked at that, but I can't actually discuss much more. The chair should be an independent non-exec. He is. I carry on. I can put that there because it said comment. It didn't say give me problems only or concerns or non-compliance. Okay, an independent lead should be, they haven't. So now I've got a problem, non-compliance. And then we go into the Companies Act and we're saying that they should have at least 3 members because it's public. They do, so it's cool. But then in terms of the audit committee, they should have at least 3 who are not involved in the day-to-day management. They only have 1 non-exec, so they don't meet that criteria. Okay, let's continue with Principle 7.